This is an uncut, unedited version. I would give my edited version, but I don't have time at this moment. Although I'm trying to be real with any college student who is starting college. Well, actually, any high school student that has officially graduated and needs some tips or top 10s of what can happen in college. One of the things that I feel really can happen to anybody, it doesn't matter how athletic you are or not, it does happen because, and I am a singer and my voice is kind of so-so at the moment, and of course I haven't had time to even make any good videos, really. But to get back to my point, because I don't want to bore anybody to death, is one, no matter how athletic you are, there is a good chance. I don't want anybody to let it go all the way. Do not let it go all the way. If you let it go all the way, it's not going to help you out with your thinking, your mindset, and the way that you study, and the way that you do your work. But basically what I'm trying to say is, you will get a little bit fat. Not fat as in you'll actually be fat, but you will gain a few pounds or so. It is usually what they call the freshman 15. Me, I take care of my body. I take care of my health. I've done whatever I can, but because I had so much work and so much things, I did gain a few pounds. You can actually notice it by my cheeks. They're a little bit more, I guess you can say, jelly-like, so to speak now. But I do take care of my health, and I am getting myself back up onto the horse, so to speak. I took my break for my summer classes. I'm not taking any summer classes this semester. So I'll be starting my fall soon. But basically what I'm trying to say on that is that, yeah, you're going to gain a few pounds. There's no way to get around it unless you're able to have time to go and work out, which most of us, we don't have any workout or fitness classes, and sometimes those cost a lot of money and you need them for your credits. But most of the time we always start with the credits that we feel need to be done first, which is the academic ones. If I make any stupid mistakes or typos with the way I'm talking, I'm sorry. I'm using slang, I'm tired, and it's late at night. It's actually almost noon. It's almost midnight. Now, this is probably not that late, but usually I would make this later, but I just wanted to get that point across. But if you do get any exercise classes, you will lose a little bit of weight, but because of all the stress and other things, sometimes you won't even have time to do too much of exercise. You'll only be able to do it during the time that you have time. Because most of us, we think of the academic ones, or academical, whatever you want to call it right now, because I'm just tired, is English, math, science are the three academic ones that we want to get done with the most. And maybe if you're in the technical field, some technical classes. Those are some of the academical ones, or academic type classes you want to get done first before you even do any sports. But some people try and meld some sports, some active stuff. But because of sometimes how hard some of the classes are, sometimes people can't even take those classes. Instead, they just take the all the hard academic classes, and depending on how their teacher is or how they are, usually it doesn't go the best way that they want to. They're under stress. They don't have time to even exercise or anything. And that's how they start to gain weight on a lot of these things. And because of this problem, going to my second point, number 2. Oh, great. Now I'm a dark person because there's no light. Nothing, I'm not trying to say in a rude way or in a disrespectful way. If that came out wrong, my bad. But what I'm trying to say before I basically you can see me at all is that number 2. Now it's on the other side. Yay. Number 2. Going to my next point. You will have a lot of time to study, but you won't have a lot of time to socialize sometimes. Depends. I mean, you will still have a social life, so to speak, if you are able to manage it that well. You will still have friends. You'll still make a lot of friends. The only thing is that you'll be more busy on your work than it will be with anything else. You will be thinking about your classes. You'll be thinking about different things to get done. And depending on how many units you take, depending on how big the units are and the way the teacher is, you will either do well or you won't do well, and you might want to retake it or whatever. Whatever works for you. It will affect you in a lot of different ways as far as your studying habits and your food consumption, because you're thinking very, very much, and sometimes you have to get your classes done before you can really go back to your social life or go back to what you need to do with your life. What I would recommend when you are in this type of stress is what most college students do, depending on your campus and depending on how much time you have, is if you have time, if you have some type of time, hang out with a friend or just have you time. This type of you time, what you can do is basically say this: I think I'm going to take a break, let my friends watch my stuff, or I'm going to get all of my stuff, and let me walk around the school. Just relax, have some type of fun, eat a sandwich, go under the tree, read a book that is not school book, or read a school book that is interesting, that is for your class, or whatever you feel like reading, and just calm down your mind. Number 3, not only will you be on stress, but there will be also teachers that don't exactly help you out that well. When I say that, I'm saying they only teach one way of their teaching methods, and sometimes it's kind of hard for them to adapt to helping other students sometimes, and also sometimes you might have to overread and overdo and read again your book, which is sometimes hard to do depending on the class, because all that information, and then you also have another class and another class and another class and another class and another class. How many classes you have, sometimes those pages are a lot of pages to read for each class. So what I would also recommend is I don't know what number we're already on. We probably already did number 4, I'm not sure. But if we're on number 4, manage your time well. Have fun with your friends, but manage your time well. And if you have a job, manage as much time as you can with your job, and manage as much time as you can with your school. If you can manage that well, and possibly do well on Saturday and Sundays for your job, with maybe a little bit of lenient time to get a lot of work done, take that time, take that initiative. Once you're done with your classes, you can kind of increase your time at work, or if they are nice enough, maybe they'll help you out and they'll give you a certain amount of hours, and maybe you can have some time to just chill, relax your mind, and get yourself ready for your next fall semester. or possibly go to your summer schedule. Which leads me to number 5. I don't know if I'm in order or if I'm making mistakes, but these are the top 10s that I am trying to get to. Number 5 is, when it is summer classes, only take a few classes. Small amount of classes, unless you think you can handle all those classes, because the summer class schedules, the summer classes, depending on your school, are very short. So you have a whole bunch of knowledge to think about and a whole bunch of studying to do, but so little time to study sometimes. So if you think you can handle it, go for it. If you cannot handle it, be wise with how much you take, especially if you have a job or if you're able to get a job. How do you manage it wisely? If, let's say, you think, okay, great, it's summer classes. I don't know if I can manage all of these classes. I would say for the general people, take 6 classes. Or if you're just planning to do some summer fun athletic class or whatnot, like running, a cardio class, a jogging class, a yoga class, whatever, maybe take one hard class, such as English, math, take a trigonometry, which is still a part of math, science, history, one hard class that is possibly 3 units, depending on your school, and then adding one or two fitness classes. And I would recommend not only managing it with your classes, but knowing what time frame you want it to be in. Which leads me into number 6, on all classes. If you know when you were younger, in high school, middle school, or elementary, that you guys woke up early to get to class, and your school started at 7 or 8 in the morning, I would not recommend taking a 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock class. Reason being for that is very self-explanatory. If you already understand what I'm talking about. Some college kids could tell you a little bit about it. But basically, when you are managing your classes and I think I just forgot what I was going to say. I'll be back.